up, guys? Mr. Octagonal here from Octagonal Gaming. Now we are back with another Octagonal podcast. I know I made one last night, but we have some more NFL trade deadline news. As the trade deadline was today, and we had two pretty big deals going down involving Ajayi and Kelvin Benjamin. So first things first, I want to talk about my Lions because I was like how baffling about how good we are every single chance I can get. It'd only be like a minute. There were a few rumors involving us, including us shopping Eric Ebron and Calvin Johnson. First of all, you're thinking, Calvin Johnson, didn't he retire? Yeah, he did. But we still have his rights, so we could trade him. The Eagles and Jaguars both called us to see if he was available. We ended up not trading him. It did not seem likely we were going to trade him, or his rights, I should say. But the player we were likely to trade was Eric Ebron. Now, Eric Ebron, we took him in 2014 with the 10th pick. We could have taken Odell, Aaron Donald, Zach Martin, etc. But we take Eric Ebron. Yuck. And his first 3 years, he grew. I'm not saying in height, but he got better and better. I'm not saying he was great, but he was on pace to be an above-average tight end this year. At least that's what I would have hoped. And he has been terrible this year. He sucks. Yeah, should have drafted Aaron Donald. Or since our offensive line sucks, I should have drafted Zach Martin. Probably would have chosen Aaron Donald. Or maybe Zach Martin. I don't know. I would have liked one of those two. Odell as well would have been better. But, yeah, no more lines. So first, we have Ajayi being traded to the Philadelphia Eagles for a 4th-round pick. Now, when I first saw this, I thought, Dolphins, are you high? Ajayi is only like 24 years old. He's in his 3rd year. He's a solid running back. He's their starter. He has not had a good year this year. He's had knee issues and maybe a bad locker room guy. But last year, at the age of 23, he rushed for over 1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns, and was the main reason why they made the playoffs last year. So Ajayi still has a load of potential since he's very young. And with a better offensive line that the Eagles have, he can use that to his advantage. I'm not saying the Eagles have a great offensive line, but better. And apparently he's not even going to start. The Eagles have LeGarrette Blount, who's a very similar player to Ajayi. Ajayi's a little faster, better blocker, but they're both very similar players. They're both big power backs. So I think the Eagles easily win this trade. Let's look at it for the Dolphins, who are 4-4, or 4-3. I think they're 4-3. They're still contending for a playoff spot. And they're tanking, which I don't blame them. I tank too. There were also Jarvis Landry trade rumors, but Jarvis Landry did not get traded today. There were Patriots rumors. Odell said he wanted him to go to the Giants. So, yeah. I think the Eagles finesse the Dolphins. Now we have the Kelvin Benjamin trade, which I think both the Panthers and the Bills get pretty much even. So the Bills, who are 5-2 and contending, who have been tanking all season, at the beginning of the year, they traded Sammy Watkins and Ronald Darby for draft picks. And last week they traded Marcel Darius, who's a pretty solid defensive tackle, to the Jaguars for a 6th-round pick. But now they're no longer tanking as they get wide receiver Kelvin Benjamin from the Carolina Panthers for a 3rd this year and a 7th this year. Now the Bills have plenty of draft picks. They have 2 firsts this year, 2 seconds, and they now have 1/3. So they have plenty. That's fine. 7ths are not a big deal. And now they're adding another target for Tyrod Taylor. Jordan Matthews has underperformed, and they just need that lead guy. Meanwhile, let's look at the Panther. Actually, let's look at Kelvin Benjamin. So Kelvin Benjamin had a great rookie year. He was also in that Eric Ebron class, late 1st-round pick. And he had a really, really good rookie year. Him, Odell, Jarvis Landry, Allen Robinson, Martavis Bryant all showed flashes as rookies. Sammy Watkins were all good receivers who showed flashes as rookies. Martavis is a locker room hazard, and Sammy Watkins hasn't been great in Los Angeles. And Allen Robinson's hurt this year, and Kelvin Benjamin has been hurt, and Jarvis Landry and Odell are those only two who are like studs. But Kelvin Benjamin, a great rookie year, and then going into his 2nd year, he got hurt. I think he tore his ACL in like a practice or something with, I believe, the Dolphins, or the Jaguars, I want to say. And he missed that whole year. That was the year that Cam won MVP. They went to the Super Bowl. And he did that without his best receiver. He did that with, like, Devin Funchess and Philly Brown and Ted Ginn and Greg Olsen as his receivers. I mean, Greg Olsen's a tight end, but you get the point. Last year, Kelvin Benjamin returned. And last year and this year, I feel like he's not been the same player as he was as a rookie. He's been a solid guy for the Panthers, but he just hasn't been that same player that he was as a rookie. And Kelvin Benjamin is having a solid year. The Panthers are 5-3 and could be playoff contenders. So if the Panthers want to make a playoff run, this isn't the smartest of trades. But they're getting a good third-round pick. I don't think this is an awful trade for the Panthers. I think the Bills win it a little more than the Panthers do. But I don't think it's a finesse for either team. And I thought the Patriots finessed the 49ers in the Jimmy G deal. And I thought the Eagles finessed the Dolphins in the Ajayi deal. But I think the Kelvin Benjamin deal right here is a little more even towards each team. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm out. Peace. And happy Halloween, by the way.